Hey, what's up everyone? It's Yokai Kajidori here, the CEO and founder of World Outsourcing Solutions, which is a global outsourcing company operating right from United Kingdom where I'm based. I've now been privileged or blessed with an opportunity to serve clients from around the world, among which include South Africa, the US, Canada, Australia, Dubai, Switzerland, Germany, here in the United Kingdom, and many others. See, if you had told me more than 6 years ago that it was possible for me to build an international company, I would have laughed at you. The reason being is, at that time, I was even struggling in maintaining my local company right here in the United Kingdom. But over the last few years, I've discovered the strategies and systems that have enabled me to scale up my business. And I'm going to be doing something very special. Over the next few days, I'll be sharing with you those strategies that I've used to do that. In fact, I'll go even a step further. I will give you the blueprints that I've used to create an outstanding company. More importantly, I'll show you the strategies that are working today in generating income online. So be stay tuned, because today I'm actually going to show you how you can actually start planning out to create your business plan. And most importantly, I want you to succeed and create income in 2017. I look forward to spending more time. Welcome back. Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. If you've got any question, send me a question and I'll be able to respond to that as soon as possible. So when I'm going through this material, just write your question down and send it to me, and remember to put your email address there so that I will be able to respond to you. During this time, guys, my hope and intention is to help you to finally create a six-figure income with your online business fast, or be it trading, or be it network marketing, or affiliate marketing, whatever business you are going to take on in 2017. My goal is to help you to get to the six-figure point fast without any more frustration or any more failures in 2017. Wouldn't that be nice? Remember the frustration you got this year and maybe previously? How will it help you, if you can get to your financial goals without many of those frustrations? Would that be better? Well, I've discovered something from just interviewing other successful individuals and also applying my own business, some strategies, some systems, some thinking that eliminates all the frustration that you have. So, if you stick with me right through the end of all the 4 trainings that I have coming to you, this week, you're going to discover how you can finally create a six-figure income with your online business fast, without any more frustration or any more failures in 2017. You see, I've discovered something about business. There is a science to success. There is no secret. There are systems and there are strategies. If you can master the systems and the strategies, you're able to recreate the success that other people are having. So, like my mentor put it, he say, if you want to succeed in anything, find somebody who is already getting the success that you want and go and model what they're doing. You'll get there much faster. So like I do outsourcing, if you want to be in outsourcing, come learn from me, because I'm getting some good results there. See what I'm doing and you'll be able to do that. Also, if you want to learn binary, because I trade binary and Forex part-time, and I'm getting success from there. And if you want to learn that, come learn and see what we're doing. Just model what we're doing, you get exactly the same success. Or be it affiliate marketing, which again, I do on a regular basis. See what is working, or look for the people in your local community and find out what is working, and just model what they're doing. You too will get success. So forget about the secret or going out to look for the secret. Begin to look for the systems, the strategies, the proven strategies, the proven model business that are working today. And model those, you get exactly the same success. One of the things that comes with that is you have to think, act, believe, and feel as if you are already, or you already have that which you desire. The moment you begin to act like a successful person, you begin to attract successful people, you begin to create success. So this is an important concept that I hope you can remember in our time together, that from now onwards you're going to think like a successful person, act like a successful person, believe like a successful person, feel like a successful person. You will be amazed at how everything begins to line up for you to become a success. Imagination is more important than knowledge. You see, when you have a good imagination on how successful you are, how successful you can be, it's more powerful than reality. In fact, somebody once put it this way: perception is more powerful than reality. Perceive yourself as successful, you will begin to walk like a successful person. You know, that's one thing that my mentor drummed into me when I was starting out. He said, you need to begin to dress like a successful person. Go to places where successful people hang out around. And I want to put the same thing to you. In 2017, if ever you're going to be successful, you want to start thinking, acting, believing, and feeling like you are a successful person, and you will get there. Here's what someone once said: it all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you if you allow it to be. Let me ask you a question. Are you giving more power to the perception that you're already successful? Because the reality is you are already successful. Look at areas in your life today. There are areas that are going so well. You know, it may be your family, it may be your relationship, it may be you're healthy, you are strong, you are vibrant. If you can be success in one area, it's a sure sign that you can be successful in other areas. I think it's T. Half Acre who say, how you do anything is how you do everything. So all you have to do is to identify the areas that you're successful and then role model those areas. Think how you go to become successful in that particular area, and then apply the same principles in other areas of your life. It's the same thing with here as you enter in 2017. You want to start your year thinking like a successful person, thinking like somebody who earns $1 million, believing like a successful person, acting like a successful person. Use your imagination to create the world that you want to be. So let's get started in this training. Imagine you here is the green person here, and you want to get to that place. You have to identify what goal you want to achieve. One of the principles I learned, early on when I started in my business was you start with the end goal in mind and then you work backwards. So during this training in preparation for 2017, so that you can create an outstanding or the best year ever, I want to encourage you to start writing your goals down. Okay, identify your goal. What do you want to achieve in 2017? Then break it down into the yearly plan. What are the specific steps? What needs to happen for you to achieve that goal on a yearly basis? You sit down. In fact, I'm going to share that with you throughout these next 4 days that we're doing this training, exactly how to write the yearly plan. If people ask me all the time, what has made such a huge difference in your life? And I can tell you honestly, it is having a clear-cut yearly plan of what needs to happen for me to get to my goal. In fact, you're going to discover in my time together with you later on in the next session how, when you have a clear plan, how you can get everyone on board, your team, yourself, to follow that plan right to the T. You see, we live in a world where people follow plan, they follow instruction, they follow what is clear. So when you have a clear yearly plan, you are ready to go. Anyone around you will be able to jump on board. They help you to achieve your goals. So in 2017, you want to create your yearly plan, and then you break that down into a monthly plan. So it's a milestone. You break it down to a weekly plan. So you know exactly what you need to do. Now you ask me, I lead a team of virtual assistants. They know exactly where we are on the yearly plan. If somebody is to drop off and we bring somebody new, they look at the yearly plan, they can see that, oh, this is what has been done, they slot in and they just carry on the work. It's because we have a very clear yearly plan and they know the goal that we're going after. And of course, you then bring it down to a daily plan. Once you know your daily plan, what needs to be done, you are on your way to getting to that particular goal at the end of the year. It's a step by step and you get there. And once you know all these things, you are in a position to identify the systems you need to get you to that particular goal. You can identify the type of people you need on your team. Because the reality is there are no self-made millionaires. You know, we hear, oh, I'm self-made millionaire. The reality is you cannot do it all on your own. You will require other team players to play with you to get you to your goal. If they were self-made millionaires, you'd be an island. It takes a lot of moving parts to get the business or the to get to your goal. And what vehicle do you want to use? Let me give you an example. If you were to travel from Bristol here in the UK to London, the capital city, you have several options of the type of vehicle or the type of transport you are going to use to get from point A to point B. You can either use a car, you can use a coach, you can use a train, you can use a helicopter, or you can walk there. All these transport modes have got different strength. So when you identify your goal, you want to identify what vehicle you want to use to get you to that goal. Some vehicles are very difficult to manage or to use. Some vehicles are very easy to use. Especially when you want to start a lifestyle business, you have to identify what vehicle to use. In my world, outsourcing is an easy vehicle. Affiliate marketing is an easy vehicle because you can start and get plugged in. Especially the recent and most popular strategy, which is the high ticket affiliate offer, which again we talk about in our trainings later on, is one of the fastest and easiest way for you to make money online. So you want to know what systems you want to do, and then we want to use, and then you want to develop your leadership skills. The whole thing is not going to work until you learn to lead yourself. That's number one. If you don't lead yourself, forget about leading anyone else. As a matter of fact, we all lead ourselves. Where it's either you're leading yourself into the ditch or you're leading yourself into a successful lifestyle. Because the reality is you are where you are today because that's where you've led yourself to. A lot of people say, oh no, I wasn't born in the right country, I wasn't born at the right time. They've got all sorts of excuses. Now, I respect that and I understand where they're coming from. But only when you rise above that can you really make the right move and can you really take the right steps and you are going to reach your goals. But as long as you look at these things as limitations, forget about getting ahead in life. Forget it. You might as well just continue the way you're going. As a leader, you know that it is up to you. If you want a helping hand, you look at the end of your hand. That's where the help is going to come from. And you develop leadership strength, leadership skills of following through. Because leaders follow through, they commit. In fact, we're going to be talking about that in the next session. And in order for you to develop the leadership skills that you need, you are going to have to focus on your personal development. All these things will not happen magically. It's not going to happen. It's going to take some work. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take you working on yourself. I think it was Jim Rohn who said, you must learn to work hard on yourself than you do on your job. You work hard on yourself, you are going to create wealth. Because you become a better person, you become more aware of your own strength, you become more aware of the needs around you and how you can solve them. So these are the steps that you're going to do that. You're going to start from the end with the end goal in mind, and you work backwards. However, when you're executing these things, you go step by step. You start with personal development. You commit each morning in 2017 to take time to learn something about yourself, how to move yourself from where you are to another. Because it's all about influencing yourself first before you influence anyone else, or or before you influence, the team around you to help you to get your goal. So learn how to do that. It's personal development. I'll give you a testimony. I work on myself every single day. It's either I'm reading something, I'm listening to something, or I'm participating in a mastermind somewhere. That helps me to see things clearly, to tap into my personal strength and potential. You're going to develop your leadership skills. It doesn't happen, straight away. It's a progress. It's a process. You learn how to do that. You learn the systems. You identify the system that you want to do. You commit on a daily basis to execute your plan, which is going to take you there to your particular goal. You work on those weekly goals. And by the way, when you work on these weekly goals, you want an accountability partner who is going to hold you accountable and say, have you completed what you say you were going to do? You see, the reason you probably are not getting success today is not because you don't know what to do. In fact, 97% of people listening to this, they know what they need to do. But what's missing is somebody to hold them accountable. Let me give you a good clue here. Think back to the time, from the time you were at university or at school and the time today. At what point did you experience so much growth? I've asked this question countless of times to hundreds of people. They all tell me that much of their progress happened when they were younger, when they were at school or when they were at university stage. And when they finished university, there wasn't much of a progress. Now, if you were to investigate the reason behind that, you find that when you were at school, you had to be accountable to your teacher or to your lecturer or to somebody. You had to do your homework because you know that if you don't do your homework, the person who is giving you that homework is not going to be happy. But here's what happens when you're an adult. There is no one that is asking you, why have you not completed your task? Why have you not worked on your goals? You see, we always need an external accountability. If you want to succeed in 2017, you want to find, maybe if you're starting out, a networking group, a mastermind group, or a mentorship group that you're going to stick with so that they ask you, have you done that? Have you done that? Have you done that? You will be amazed at the rate at which you're going to improve. If you join, we have a mastermind group here that you can inquire so that you can participate in that. If you join our trading group, there is a mastermind group that happens in there. There is countless. They are all over the place. All you just have to do is figure out what you're going to do. So going back to what I was saying, follow through on your weekly plan. Have somebody ask you this month, have you achieved the goal? Let's look at the yearly plan that you have. Let's look at the monthly plan that you have. Have you executed all these things? You do that alone. That will increase your productivity. You can begin to see progress, which we all know is the source of all happiness. Progress is the source of all happiness. Now, people say money won't make you happy. Well, we all know that. But what makes you happy is progress. When you can measure your progress, you'll be happy, even if it is a small progress. Okay, let's move on to the practical formula for success. Believe it or not, there is a formula. There is no secret. There is a formula that if you apply it today, in any area of your life, you will have success, hands down. And I like to call it the DCDA formula, the practical formula for success. Let's explore what this formula is all about. Number one, D, desire. Not people, when they're starting in business, oftentimes they don't think big because they are concentrating on what is happening right now, or they've been conditioned to look at what is and not look at what is possible. Any successful person today have had the ability or the courage to think above the norm, to think beyond what is acceptable at the time so that they can go after it. In 2017, as you get started, I encourage you to get a bigger thinking cap on. Somebody once said, if you're going to think like you all do, we all do, you might as well think big. there is not so much difference in how much thinking that needs to go in place. You just need to change what you're thinking. Here's one of the practical things I do, when I want to raise my game up, is when I think of something today, say a particular goal, I want to generate $10,000 this particular month, I say, what if I add an extra 10% of that? What if I add that and then aim for that? You'll be amazed at what your brain begins to do. It will begin to look for ways to generate that extra 10%. And what you demand of your brain will give it to you, because it's always looking for ways to make sure that your desire comes to pass. And secondly, identify your why. You approach any successful person, they will tell you there's a reason why they're going after whatever goal it is. If you want to be successful in 2017, you must identify your why. How do you do that? Many of my clients, when we start this relationship, or they are my coaching students, my coaching clients, I say, if you want to be successful, write down 100 reasons why you must be successful. 20% of them actually do that, 80% won't do that. They say, I wrote my reason why, and I got to 15 and I couldn't think of any more. Now, I know you do it differently. You're going to follow through and finish all 100 reasons why you must be successful. Here's why you want to write that, because when you write down the reason why, you're digging deep into your subconscious and finding the real drivers that is driving your behavior today. Did you know that in your decisions, probably 70% of your decisions you do on a daily basis are not your own? They are decisions that have been decided, before today. They are embedded in your subconscious. Oftentimes, you're not even conscious of them. You're not even conscious why you're doing what you're doing today, because you've been conditioned to do things in a certain way over a prolonged period of time. So you are actually moving on an autopilot. So if you're going to find the reason why you want to be successful, and you ask yourself, you dig deep into your subconscious, you dig deep into why you want to be successful, the real reasons will begin to surface. And when they surface, you become aware, and they will drive you. Because where willpower fails, behavior carries on. When you start operating in the awareness of what and why you want to be successful, you are going to reach your desired goals fast. Someone once said, when the reason why is strong enough, the how becomes easy. I'm going to be showing you the how strategies of making money online, which you can apply in 2016, and you can make money all the time. But until you figure out the reason why you want to be successful, even if a strategy actually works, it's working for everyone else, when you handle it, you're going to fail, because there is no power behind that. So take time in 2017. In fact, before you get to 2017, the next few weeks, write down your why. Write down 100 reasons why. Go further. Why do you want to be wealthy? In terms of, you could give your reason in terms of relationship, your finances, the kind of lifestyle you create, the types of holidays you can have. What is it that you want to do today? Take time to feel that, and you'll be amazed at what comes out of that. And visualize yourself having achieved all that, and you will begin to attract them. Remember what we were talking about? Think like a successful person. Visualize yourself as being a success. You become one of the success. Again, we covered this in depth in our next training, and you're going to like that, because we get into how you can actually do that on a regular basis and begin to see tremendous results. Now let's move on to clarity, the C. This is where you're going to write your goals down. A lot of people don't write goals down because they've never been shown how to write goals down. Fortunately for you, in the next training, I'm going to show you how you can break the goals down so that they are small chunks and they're achievable, and you can actually follow through on them. But I've discovered that the moment you write goals down, you take the ideas from your mind and you put power in them and you write them down, it becomes much, much clearer. My mentor put it this way: if you can see a situation clearer, you can make adjustments effectively and you can improve the results. So when you write your goals, what you want to achieve in 2017, when you are not reaching those goals, because you can see that you're not reaching them, you can change the strategy and you get other strategies that enables you to get your goals. So you want to have clarity in your goals and identify the vehicle you're going to use to get to your goal. You see, there is 1,001 strategies to make money online, but not all of them are enjoyable. Not all of them are easy for you. So you need to identify which one is the easiest, which one agrees with you, and follow that vehicle. You see, giving you an example, like taking on from where we left earlier on, that if you're traveling from Bristol to London, you can choose any of the transport mode there is. But if you want to get to London fast enough, if you catch, just get a helicopter or you fly there, you get there much quicker. If you walk, you will get there, but it's going to take you several months. Think about it in Zimbabwe when you are in, say, in Chitungwiza and you want to go Kuzishavane or Kumusha, whatever. You choose the vehicle you want to use. It's exactly the same thing when it comes to making money online. You identify what business model you are going to follow, you stick with it, and you get the result that you want. In fact, during this training, I'm going to share with you 3 vehicle or 3 strategies you can go into, and you can choose which one of those, and you can use to get to money whenever you're ready. So the key thing is be very, very clear on what strategy, what vehicle you want to use to get you to your particular goal. Once you have that, you can then set micro action goals, step by step by step. Remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Just follow the goals that you have that absolute clarity on what you're doing, you'll get there. And we come to the big one, the D, which is the decision. You see, a lot of people don't commit nowadays. Yeah, a good example is when we get into 2017, remember what happens in the first 10 days of the year? People make plans. 3 weeks after that, those plans are forgotten. No one looks at those plans. It's finished. But you are a leader. You're not going to do that. You're going to decide how much money you want to make in 2017. You then decide on the plan you want to use or the vehicle you're going to use to get you to that plan. You're going to stick with it, work on that plan, stick with that plan, and you reach the goal. You're going to fully commit. Now, if you've never committed to anything before, wouldn't 2017 be the right time for you to get started, to make that decision, to say, I'm going to be committed? My mentor used to say, get excited, pay attention, never ever quit when you start on a project. You see, if you see other people succeeding in the area you want to go, it's a proof that the system works, or, whatever is happening actually works. The people that are getting ahead are the people that follow through, that succeed. You as a leader and I as a leader, we commit fully. That's what separates us from the rest of the world. When we start something, we stay focused on it until we get to the goal. Decide to dissipate all doubts and negativity. What is going to separate you or separate the years that have gone by and 2017 is how you're going to allow negativity around you. The moment you decide that you're not going to allow any doubt and negativity, you're only going to be focusing on positivity, great vibe, you are well on your way for success. So make a decision right now before you get to 2017. Because if you don't, when you get to 2017, it's too late. because you have all negative people around you already. You already entertain negative thoughts, and it snowballs from there. So decide today, before you get there, that you're going to do something very, very different. And of course, take risk. You can't grow outside your comfort zone. You have to go a little bit beyond what you are doing right now for you to grow, for you to discover the possibilities, for you to discover what you can do. Because the reality is, my friend, you have greatness in you. You can make more money in a month that you're currently making an entire year. Actually, using the strategies that I'm sharing with you, that I'm going to be sharing with you during this training, if you commit to them and you decide to put all the negativity outside and take a little risk and be persistent in them, you are going to discover that you've got abilities way beyond what you are allowing yourself to fully, show out to the world. Wouldn't now be the right time for you to do that? Well, I believe 2017 is going to be a great year. I've already decided we're going to make it great. I might as well share that with you, because I know when you decide and you fully commit, you stay away from negativity, you take those little risks, you're going to create an outstanding year. And finally, this is where everything happens. Great as it is, visualization and all those wonderful things I've talked about, they don't produce results until you take action. And that action needs to be taken timely in accordance to where things are. Time is one of the greatest resources that we can ever have. If you're going to take an action, you need to take it within your goal. Remember, you're going to create that massive, beautiful goal as we've been talking about. Act within those timely goals on a daily basis, on your weekly basis, on your monthly basis, and for that year, you will reach your goal as you ought to be. Dr. Mike Murdoch put it this way: the only reason people fail today is because of broken focus. People double, they don't listen. They just, they 5 minutes here and they dip out. That's why people listen. Anyone who can focus, absolutely focus, cut away doubts, cut away anything or the shiny syndrome thing, cut it out and focus on one particular strategy of making money or creating a relationship or whatever it is, they win 100%. Look at the athletes or people we admire the most. When they're in the game, it is the game that matters at the most. In 2017, make it your goal to reach your financial goal. Cut off anything that potentially could stop you from reaching that goal. Have this absolute focus. Really focus. If you've never done that, try it. You will get there much faster, and you'll be even amazed at how quick you get there. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched a young person play on the video games? If, like I have, if you want to see a great example of somebody who is absolutely focused, just look at a young person playing on whatever game online that they are. You can see focus in operation, and they become masters of it. If you use the same focus in your business in 2017, you are going to get to your goal faster than you even, and people will be amazed and say, how did you do that? Well, I did what everyone else doesn't do. I focus on this goal. What that means is you're going to stop watching certain things, certain programs on TV. You're just going to be absolutely focused. Does that mean you're going to lose being joyful or doing all those? No. You can do those other things, but outside the focus. So if it is time for you to be trading, it's trading time. If it is time for you to communicate with a client, it's client time. If it is time for you to be doing your webinars or whatever it is you're doing, that's the allocated time. Do that. Don't dip in and dip out. That's a recipe for disaster. And measure your productivity, measuring your success. Remember, you cannot change what you are not willing to assess. When you can assess how productive you are, you can figure out areas that are not producing results. Stop doing those ones and then focus on the things that really, really matters. Make those necessary changes. You will get there as soon as possible. And when you do that, you create this momentum. You see, without knowing the benefits of momentum, people don't start. I've discovered that when you start, working on a project and you build momentum fast, you will be amazed at the miracles that begins to happen. Everything begins to fall into place. But here's what happens with the majority of people, my student included, and I'm also included in that when I was starting. Now I've changed because I've seen this happening, even in my life. What most people do is, they start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. That is a very slow way of doing it. So you want to get started. You identify your goals. You identify what you need to do. You then move really, really fast, and you keep going. You keep going. Momentum will carry you further. And here's my hope and goal for you is when you start 2017, you get started with great momentum. Go in it with an intention to win, and you will absolutely win without any doubt. And keep going at it. Like Mark once put it this way. Mark Cassetta, one of my mentors, the man I respect, one of the directors, this is an incredible man, really. He says, get excited with your project. Pay attention to what is happening, and never, ever, ever quit. Once you discover or you decided you want to do something and you can see that the process works, just keep going at it. You too will get results when others are getting the results. Here's what I've discovered. Time is really the only capital that any human being has, and the only thing he can't afford to lose. That's according to Thomas Edison. You only have a certain amount of days in this world and a certain amount of time in this world, and we don't know when we leave. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to be that person who is going to look back and say, I wasted a lot of time? I wasted 2017 again. Or you're going to say, I did whatever it took for me to reach my desired goals. I did it. When you can say that, you develop your self-worth, to the point that your self-respect, you begin to respect yourself because you're achieving your goals. A lot of people don't have self-respect. It's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't set out to achieve something and achieve it. The moment you set yourself to achieve something and you achieve it, you feel good about yourself. You respect yourself. When you respect yourself, others will respect you. So if you want people to respect you, you respect yourself. And the fastest way to respect yourself or to gain respect of yourself is to achieve the goals and to do the things that you really want. Because by that, you begin to know that you are a superhuman being. You're an unlimited being with great potential, and you can do that. And here is another quotation which I discovered not too long ago, and it says, if you don't master your own time, it is of much higher probability that you become an unconscious slave to people who have mastered theirs. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to be a slave to someone else? Well, if you don't, it's quite clear how to do that. Master your own time, manage yourself, become a leader for your life, and you will be amazed that others will begin to follow you. And here's what Sir Richard Branson say. In fact, I hope in 2017 you can adopt this because it's one of those things that I live by. I will be doing exactly the same thing. Is screw it, let's do it. I'm hoping that you will go out there and figure out a way of doing things. Your goal, you don't care what anyone else say. You don't care what is in the way. You do what is right. You follow your heart and you complete what you've started. Here's what Sir Richard Branson say. If you don't have time for small things, you won't have time for the bigger things. Take time to work on those little things. As you do, you'll be amazed at what you potentially be able to work on in the next season of your life. So what are we going to be covering next? I'm super excited about the next one because I will begin to show you how to create your $1 million plan. Now, I know this may sound counterintuitive or counter what I've been saying all along, that there are no secret to success. But there's one thing that I've discovered that business owners have held so close to them, which I'm going to be revealing to you, by the way. It is how they structure their years so that they generate money from multiple streams. They create what I call, or what they call, $1 million plan. And I'm going to give that to you. In fact, you get a template for it so that you can put in the numbers and identify what you want to do. It is in our next training. So I will show you how to create that. It doesn't matter what is your income goal. If it is 5,000 or 10,000, 50,000, or even 500,000, or even a million, in the same template, you use it, you just put different numbers. And I will show you how that works so that you can follow along. I will be showing you how to create a wealth solid plan. What do you have to do? Again, this is one of those exciting topics I have planned for you. You're going to discover what to put first in deciding a lifestyle business to use. You see, a lot of people are enslaved in the 9 to 5 setup or a job. Now, I'm not knocking that, because I've got people that work for me that are in there. It's great, if that is what they want. But for people like me, being enslaved in working to 9 to 5, I did that. It served its purpose, but as I grow, it is not for me. So I've discovered what you need to put first if you're going to create a business lifestyle. And I'll be sharing with you in the next training sessions that we have. You're going to learn the 3 possible mistakes that you may be doing right now that is costing you money. Oftentimes, you don't know what those mistakes are. So when you come to the next training, which will be sent to you absolutely free, you are going to learn those 3 mistakes and you begin to avoid them. Guess what? If you avoid those 3 mistakes, you've just made yourself some money, because you will stop losing money. And 2017 will be a great year for you. And you're going to swipe the $1 million template so you can just fill in the blanks. Get started the better way that I know of, that I've used, and many business owners around the world have used to create your 2017 with a bang. And I want to thank you for joining me, and I look forward to spending more quality time in the next training. Until then, any questions you have, send them on here, or any topics you want me to address during these trainings, so that I will be able to help you right where you are. Remember, my hope and goal is to help you to get the best result, financial results in 2017. That said, have a great day. Let's communicate sometime very soon. Goodbye.